Good afternoon, folks. So I'm just doing a short video here. There's a lot going on. I mean, there's so much going on that it's hard to even put into categories what you even want to talk about. So I sit and write notes, build thoughts up, and then I'll put something out there if I feel that it's necessary or I feel that it would need to be brought to your attention. Now, the day before Monday, there was a stabbing over in London. 49-year-old stabbed to death. 14-year-old was stabbed. A man in his 40s was stabbed. One fatality by an Afghan immigrant, which so happened to be an asylum seeker. Now, these creatures are everywhere. They're over here. They're in Northern Ireland and they operate in sleeper cells. That's right, sleeper cells. We are already heavily infiltrated. I don't care what anybody says. I've been speaking on that specific subject about sleeper cells in this country with many different people, suits and boots included, for a couple of years. About 3 years in total. On that specific point. So it's like this. I mean, we seem to be the only country that allows this to happen. You know, they come over here with their hands out. They bring nothing to the table, only misery. If they don't get their way, you're a racist. You know, if you don't follow their Quran, their code, they don't want you in their society. And even if that means Western society, they still claim that as their own. They are sworn to destroy Western society, and that statement has never been retracted. So we'll have a so-called leader, couldn't run a bath. His name's Keir Starmer. Never in the history of Britain has there been a tyrant of this nature. I mean, without getting ahead of myself here, I don't even know how he's in power. I don't even know how he's still able to operate. Once upon a time, you would have been hung and quartered for treason. These guys are coming over here, no visas, free entry, house, social welfare, families all coming over. And you have a research into the Middle Eastern average size of a family and you'll find it's double digits. Alright? They bring nothing to the table, only death, rape and misery. They're raping our women and children, they're torturing our women and children. Gang rape, 5 men from Syria raped a 17-year-old child. You know, when is enough going to be enough? When is the powers to be going to turn around and say, alright, you know what, we are under attack. See all these people getting stabbed and raped and all this isn't just a coincidence. This is an attack. It's an attack on us, it's an attack on our culture, it's an attack on our religion, it's an attack on anything that's not them, Muslims. So yeah, I mean, it's just got to the stage where they're running about with knives. You know, I've been stabbed quite a few times throughout the years, and I can tell you now, my body's like a tatty fucking tea bag, and it's not nice, and you'll never get used to it. Well, these guys are running about with knives, not even getting searched. Do you know what I mean? You run about, a white guy running about with a knife, you wouldn't last too long. I can promise you that, you wouldn't last too long. You'd be searched and you'd be charged with having an offensive weapon, and the offensive weapon is 4 or 5 inches. I do believe it's about 5 inches. If you have a blade on your personal over 4 or 5 inches, that's an offensive weapon, and you can be done, and you would be done for that, living in the society we're living in at the moment. My only advice to you is protect yourselves at all times, and don't let these people coming over trying to scare you. I have friends that want to even send you like location on WhatsApp. They're that scared to walk up the street at night by themselves. That's the country we're living in now, and it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. So I suppose my question is to everybody, where do we stop? Where do we say, nah, do you know what it is? We have a right to defend ourselves, and we're going to. It comes with consequences. So you are going to have to prepare yourselves, because I'm telling you now, if it happens to you or one of your family members, what's going to happen? They're going to kick off. Do you know what I mean? We're one mistake away from being flipped upside down and going into a war zone. And believe you me, I'm more than ready for that. But I know there's a lot of people out there that isn't. And it's about getting people together in groups and being friends with everybody, and cutting out all the he said, she said. We need to unite and come together as one force that basically won't be fucked around with. It's not about paramilitaries, it's not about anything else. It's, people are putting it in the left and putting it in the right, whatever, call it what you fucking want. But the fact of the matter is, our women and children are being raped and murdered, and now the men are too, and not one bastard's doing a thing about it. So it's not the way I was brought up, and that's not the way I operate. So I just want to ask you a question. Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line?